ask him, did he just get poked in his front of his stomach?
Did you just get poked in front of your stomach?
In the basement?
In the basement?
In the basement? No.
No.
Not at all?
No, it was in the
But,
front bedroom.
okay, there's a guy, okay, he's tall, he's dark complected. He's laughing at you right now, but he's pissed.
I know.
He said he's not going anywhere.
He's going. There's no choice here.
How do you know now?
Because this one on the front porch is shitless, and she's starting to cry because I told her, close your eyes and let me know what he looks like. She goes, I don't want to. They're trying to make me close my eyes.
Okay, you hear it.
She just described what he looked like and everything.
What's that?
She's scared shit.
The girl, Kristen, came outside. Remember, she has the visuals?
Laughing at him.
They're laughing at you and they're not going nowhere.
It's a little small one, yeah.
I could feel it.
I told her, close your eyes and let me see what he looks like. Tell me what it looks like. She won't do it. She goes, that's what they want me to do. They want me to close my eyes so I can see their face. She goes, I don't want to see their face.
It's crazy. She's scared and shitless. Like,
Yes, she is.
won't do nothing.
We're going to try to help Kristen over here. She has an entity with her, and we're going to try to make it go away. So,
She won't even
hopefully.
back it.
Okay, so we're going to go in the front of the house and, see what we can do.
It's that book. Let's get rid of that book.
So what's going on?
He's laughing at you. He was laughing at you.
I know.
He's not happy with you at all.
I know he's not.
He's very pissed. He's not going
Where
anywhere.
is he? Where's he going?
He says you need to try a lot harder. A lot harder.
Prospering. Yeah, seriously. Trying to get as much as negativity he wants to stay. He's trying to cause fear, and it's not going to happen. I've seen hell with my own eyes, so he's not saying shit again.
How's everybody doing? I'm on my way to Kristen's house, and there's something we didn't realize last time that she wasn't telling us why this stuff might have all occurred. She's been carrying around for the last 8 years a book with spells in it of black magic, and it's not good. So I'm gonna go by there right now, and she's willing to give me the book. She's going to explain a little bit about the reason why she had the book, the reason why she had black magic spells in there, and we may even hear from her mother. So stay tuned and we'll find out what's going on here. Alright viewers, we're now here at Kristen and her mother's house here. You can see over here, you can see Kristen here. And we're going to talk to her in a little bit and find out what's going on and get rid of this book. Stay tuned. Alright, we're back over here with Kristen and her mother, and she's gonna get rid of something. I'm gonna let her tell you about it. So here she is.
Well, this is my book of shadows. It's all the work I've done, studying witchcraft, writing things that I've done previously, things that I've practiced, including black magic, which wasn't really a good thing for me. Supposedly there's something following me from this book. I messed up on a spell, which has backfired on me. I was a little girl one day lying in bed, and I saw him above me. He followed me, and it's been going on 7 years. It's really hard to do this on camera, people staring at me. You want to go disappear into your own little realm?
It's your mom and your brother.
She makes me nervous.
Does she?
Because she don't know half the things. She don't know anything that goes on.
But the whole world's gonna know.
Yeah, well, jeez. That's nerve-wracking.
Mom, you got anything to say about what's going on with your daughter here?
Well, she has a very short fuse and she gets very violent and vicious sometimes. And a little bit out of control, out of the ordinary for me, I see. I can come home one day and have things thrown all over the place, things broken. It's like trying to have a nice home and you can't with these kids.
Has anything weird happened to you? Paranormal?
I've seen, Kristen told me about a book that she opened, and I would be in bed. Sometimes I would open my eyes and I would see in the corner of the door like a black shadow. Then I would close my eyes and it would be gone. And I would just try to block it out.
Wow. So what about you over there, buddy? What happened to you?
Well, I remember one time my sister was sleeping in our room and she said her bed shaked, and I said that's impossible. And one night my bed got thrown at the wall and I jumped up and ran into my mom's room.
Did that make you a believer then?
Nah, kind of, but I don't know. I thought something happened. I was freaking out. I didn't know what to believe, so. And my bed caught on fire once, so yeah.
So what do you need to say?
Well, I realized something was with me one day after I opened the spell book, and after I read it, I closed it, went to bed one night around 3 o'clock in the morning, woke up, alarm went off out of random, not set to 3. There was a black silhouette standing above me. Went to sleep, thought nothing of it. Next morning, 3 o'clock, alarm went off again, not set once again. Got scared, I swung at it. Ran down the hallway, followed me there, and it standing around the ceiling fan, just floating. Next night, same thing. Got scared, ran off. Ever since then, I've seen plenty of things. I've seen people on the side of the roads. Walls have been banging. I sleep constantly, and my bed will shake, and there's no possible way my 300-pound bed is going to shake with no reason to shake. I hear things sometimes at night. I've seen things that are unbelievable to see. There's a little black silhouette. I call him Billy Bob Joe. I named him. He used to spook me being at the house by myself. He used to feel like there was something there. I kind of gave him a name so I wouldn't feel alone. Apparently he's continued to follow me. I witnessed him in my car about a week ago. Got kind of nervous. I kind of cried. A little scared there. He sat on the front steps and didn't want to leave. We did an investigation that day where you were cleansing the house, and he came to me. He was very mad when you guys were downstairs, saying that he wasn't going anywhere. He did not want to leave, and that you'd have to try a lot harder. He was very mad, and he told me he was poking the guy with the bald head.
You're talking about Joe.
Joe, and that's when you guys came out and told me he got poked earlier. Just so many things. I see things. I think I'm going crazy. My book apparently doesn't help. I practice a lot of
Can you
things.
explain why you have black magic spells in there?
My father was very mean, abusive, and I wanted to get rid of him at one point. Had no way out of it, so I kind of figured maybe doing a spell would get rid of him with sand and whatever it was to banish him, and didn't really actually end up going through with it, but apparently what I did wasn't helpful. So.
Okay. So I can let you know now that, you know, she didn't want to give up this book easy here, bro. How many years did it?
7.
7 years, and got a lot of work in here, but it's nothing to mess with there, viewers, and we have to get rid of it, and maybe Kristen will have some peace in her life. And anything else you want to say? No? What about, now you said before you did the book, you said you've seen things. You seen an old man?
That was in the back of a car. Before I even focused on witchcraft, there was a man one day in the back of my mother's she had a green Oldsmobile. And it was an old man, and I went up to the back of the car thinking it was just somebody in the car, and when I opened the door and took another glance, there was nobody there.
Wow.
So I kind of realized maybe it's not me, maybe I'm gifted, maybe I just see things. I'll drive down the road every day, and I always look back at my
So maybe you have a gift from God, maybe to reach out to these spirits here, and by you know, you didn't know how to go about it, so a darker side came along, and you know,
yeah.
So, but you're not a freak, believe me. There's other people out there that can. And when you told me when you heard Joe do the same thing and could see it, you didn't feel like an outcast no more.
No.
Someone else was out there like you.
Yeah.
So you know. That's a good thing, and we're going to try to do what we can do. We're going to go back and clear the house out, and now that the book is gone, and you know, you took your first step, so that's good.
Hopefully.
You know, so.
So what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next?
Well, we got the book. I'm gonna tie this book up here. I'm gonna wrap it up in black here. We're gonna take care of it. It's better off that no one knows what's gonna happen to it. That way, you know, it can't be found. You know, it's just gonna be. You know, it's going to be gone. The book will be gone. And we're going to do another clearing in the house. Kristen, you also asked me that you needed some mentors.
I believe I need some mentors. I believe maybe I have a gift that I don't know how to use, and I'm interpreting it in the wrong way. Maybe, you know, doing things that I shouldn't be doing or not accepting it the right way. I believe I need a mentor, someone to show me maybe how to use it or understand it just a little bit better.
Okay. So you want people to help you?
To help me understand.
All right, so you all hear that. So I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that help you. All right. So what I want you to do, I want you to grab this sleeve, the other sleeve. I want you to wrap the book up. Wrap it up. All right. Say goodbye to the book.
Goodbye, book.
All right. Do you feel a lot better that she's getting rid of the book there, Mom?
Yes, I do.
Really?
I'm hoping that maybe there'll be a little change now, maybe.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Is it hard for you to say goodbye to it?
Kind of. I'm a little sad.
You sad? All that work you've done, huh?
All that writing. My hand.
You know what, though? It's a good thing, though. You know, that you're taking that step. You know? So, Kristen's mother's gonna tell you all something. Go ahead, can you explain it?
When I was little, about 1.5 years old, my mom and dad moved into this house, which was a lady who made a promise to God and didn't complete her promise. So her spirit stayed in the house, and she went to the most innocent person, which I guess it was me. And
How old were you?
I was about 1.5 years old. I stopped walking, I stopped eating. I remember going to the hospital every week because my father would give me blood because I wouldn't eat and I was dying. They said I was dying because there was no cure for me. So my godmother went to this lady, you know,
Fortune teller,
and told her to bring me. So my mother wrapped me up and took me there, knocked on the door, and my mother said that the lady says, "There's no cure for this child. You bring it to the right place." So my mother went inside, stepped inside, and she told my mother that the lady died. They made a promise that she didn't keep, that her spirit was wandering around and wanted to go, wanted to find the light and go home. In order to do that, my mother would have to set up a table with children under 7 years old, all white, with milk, water, bread, and a white tablecloth, and invite them over and feed them. And he also gave my godmother and my mother holy water to bless the rooms. And then when the spirit was gone, the light would twitch 3 times. So my father came home, because my father wasn't really much of a believer, so my dad came home and he said, "What's going on?" And my mother said, "Shh, please, just leave it alone, let me do what I'm doing." So she did, she continued, the kids ate and everything, and I was little, I was in the crib. My father picked me up and he was eating Portuguese soup. And and I understand, like, I haven't eaten for days, maybe weeks, and I stopped walking and everything. I was like, there was nothing to me. And my father was eating soup, and I looked up at him, and I went, like, he looked at me, he's like, "What?" And I kept going, "Nom, nom," like I wanted to eat. So he gave me a little bit of broth, and I started swallowing it, and I drank it. And then he called my mother and my aunt, my godmother, and he says, "Joe, don't give her too much. That child hasn't eaten for weeks, she's weak." So they gave me a little bit and everything. My father put me back to bed. My mother cleaned up, and my godmother would bless the rooms. In one room she went into, she said she's here, and she would bless the room and tell the saying, like, to go to find the light, leave the child alone, go home. And after that was done and everything was all settled down at nighttime, my mother said the light twitched 3 times. And I was also told to wear a silver brass cross that my father made for me, which I still have. It's put away because that would keep the spirits away from me.
Wow. So has anything overcome over the years?
Yes, it has. I got involved in a fortune teller thing, and it was really, really something I shouldn't have done. And she would tell me stuff and give me stuff, and not realizing what I was doing, because I was like, there's stupid things in life when you love somebody and everything, and I was just so like into this person, and I would give her things that she'd asked me. And I remember one time I was laying in bed, and I really never told anybody this, but I felt something going into my body. Whatever it wasn't good, because I would sit down and open the Bible, and the Bible, I can't remember the exact phrase, but it says, "I tried to help you, but you wouldn't let me." And I closed the Bible, and I went up to my mother, and I told my mother what was going on. And my mother says, "God, what are you doing to yourself?" I says, "Mommy, I don't know. This lady gave me this thing." My dog wouldn't even want to be in the same room with me. My dog would flip out. I could walk in my door. She said I had spirits around me. I could walk in my door and feel welcome. It was kind of scary at the same time, but I knew what was going on, so it didn't bother me. But I could feel their presence, and it was just bad. I churned. I churned from day to night. You couldn't swear in front of me. You couldn't, you just had, have to be a respectful person. If you weren't, I would be like, I'd be jumpy to people, It's just like I wanted to talk to my mother, but she said I couldn't tell nobody. I had to keep it to myself. But when I did open up and I got rid of what I had, the little pouch that I used to carry with me, she told me I had to carry me. I got rid of it, threw it away. I went to my aunt and everything. Then I went to church and I prayed, and I realized, like, if you give the power to believe something, it becomes stronger, and it takes over you. And I chose not to do that and tried to walk away from it, because I know that I could be very targeted at it. So I block it, I ignore it, I sense things, I do feel things, and I see shadows, and I just like look the other way and then just block it completely off so I can have a normal life.
So in the process over the years, you've seen your mother do this stuff.
Hang around with things, and it just attracted me to it. After seeing what I saw, being an unbeliever, not knowing what I was seeing, witchcraft was the next closest thing to it. Picked up a book and just read, studied. Then went to a point after 2 to 3 years, I started practicing it. And that's where my flaw came, where I must have done or said something wrong.
Okay.
That this shadow man still follows me around everywhere.
Okay.
If that's from where it comes from.
Has this shadow man ever told you to do anything bad?
No. He's I think it's more towards other people. Like, for example, my boyfriend Nick, he don't like him. He hates him. He don't like the way he. I think he's more of a. It's evil, but
Do you
yet
think
not
he's
for
jealous?
me.
Do you think this?
Jealous.
You think this guy likes you in a certain way, or?
I went to a tarot card person. They told me there was a spirit that was following me everywhere. Not a good one, but not yet trying to hurt me, but yet everybody else around me. Anybody that comes close to me wants fights, arguments, anything they possibly can. I believe that this man is not bothering me personally, that I know of, but making everybody else around me snap, fighting. Me and Dawn and the whole family used to get along. And as soon as we got comfortable in that house, everything snapped. I can't even have I can't have a good day, one good day with my boyfriend. It's a war, it's a fight. I can't be one day where I walk down the street and I don't hear or see something uncomfortable. So it's an uncomfortable thing, not understanding what it is.
Wow.
You talked about the.
So do you know this guy's name that's been following you? Does he have a name?
No, but I don't know if this is the same guy. They're just black silhouettes to me. So this black silhouette, I specifically named Billy Bob Joe.
Oh, that's the one you're talking about.
This is the one.
This is the one
I'm
that's
seeing for the longest
So is
time.
this the one that told you about John Joe?
This wasn't the guy. This guy was mean.
No, I'm talking about the
one
guy.
that poked Joe.
Yeah.
He was evil.
Do you know who
This
this
is him.
guy? You know what? Did you see his silhouette, or did you actually
I've
see
seen
him?
his melt. It was a melted face. Like it.
Because someone told me did he have like a burnt face?
He had like a burnt face. Like it was like kind of like, you ever see like third-degree burn where everything's melted? Like I looked up in the rearview mirror and I was completely stunned. I couldn't move. I started crying and he wouldn't go away. I first started when I pulled in the driveway. I looked back and I told Nick, my boyfriend, there's somebody in the backyard. You need to go check. He went out the car and goes, there's nobody there. I said, you're standing next to him. What are you talking about? And there was nobody there but a black shadow like a man sitting like this. And you could distinctively tell a body.
Wow.
And then it went away from the porch. And as I looked in my back rearview mirror, he was sitting in the back seat of my car. And I got so scared.
And this is the same gentleman that was talking
poked.
about, what's his name?
That poked, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
He told me he was very mad and didn't want to leave.
Wow.
And he had to try a lot harder, that he wasn't going anywhere.
So since we done the clearing over there,
haven't
have you bumped
heard
into him
anything.
anymore?
No.
Do you believe he's still around?
Oh yeah, I feel him. There's moments where I get angry and I try to contain myself, thinking it's not me right now. They're playing hoax on me. They're tricking
Really?
me. So I try to, hard to control, but I try to keep that to.
No,
It's not me.
Do you see any here, or is it only over at that location?
I can go down the street and I could see a person outside, turn around and not be there. It could be anywhere.
No, I'm
Here.
talking about that.
There?
The guy that's been following you all these years. Is it here, or is it over at Vine Street? What is it?
Everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere
Really?
I go. Mostly there because I guess there's maybe a lot more spirits that's giving it more energy to be more out there.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Wow.
You talk about the guy with the red eyes? I
he
saw him
was
once.
scary
I was
looking.
at my house on Warren Ave when we first moved out of our other house. And me and my friends were at our house. We were hanging out in our room. And we heard a bang or something. So we went out and we saw this black shadow with these two red eyes. And we ran out the house and called his mom. And they dropped us off at my mom's work.
Was he looking at you?
I don't know. I just saw these red glowing eyes. It's like those diamond-shaped eyes that went sideways. And I just saw that glow and it went right through me. And
Mostly demonic spirit. Their pupils in their eyes, they're like they look like olives, black olives
That's what I said.
almost.
His eyes were dark.
Yeah,
I could
they
draw you a
almost look like
picture.
black
I
olives.
can draw you a picture of what
Yeah.
the eyes. They were like the squares.
But I was
a
so
little bit more.
afraid I didn't want to look.
Yeah.
I refused to look, and my boyfriend and I knew off the get-go, what is wrong with you? And I was
Yeah.
choked up. I couldn't speak.
Oh, another thing I want to say, so all the viewers out there know that the day that everyone, when we did the clearing, when they went in the basement,
Yep.
what were you saying to yourself? You were really upset or something.
I
You
was-
said something to Nick.
Oh, jeez, I can't remember what I said to him. I know I was really mad. You guys did the cleansing from upstairs, and when you guys came downstairs, I got really pissed. Something just made me mad. I didn't want you guys in the room. I told Nick that I don't want you in the room. You're not cleaning the room. I don't want you around. And he told me once again, you had to, and I was mad. I just got infuriated. And the moment that I said I was angry, someone came downstairs. I don't know if it was you or Joe, but they said they're very angry, and that's how I felt at the moment. So maybe it wasn't me. I feel like I was interpreting their emotions. And I went outside, and that's when I got the I'm laughing at you.
All right, when you found out they were going in the basement, what was your reaction?
Kind of more like cranky. I started getting agitated.
You didn't want nobody in the
I didn't want no one in the
banquet.
basement. I didn't want no one in the room or in the basement. Nick's room specifically, the basement was more like it's more territory. No one go down there, kind of. Like,
Yeah.
just don't go.
So this person was trying to, yeah. All right.
Didn't want me out the room. I couldn't get, every time I wanted to get out, just didn't, whatever was holding me back, just didn't want me out of that room. I didn't want to get out of that room. I was sat in that bed, not getting out of here. Nope, no one's telling me nothing. I said, I'm sitting right here and nobody's going anywhere.
Wow. Great. I'm going to let you know why she didn't want to get rid of this book, okay? She's going to tell you everything that she has inside this book, including a voodoo doll.
This book is 7 years of earning. I have holidays, sabbats, in other words, the laws. I have the colors, the herbs. I've got knot magic, voodoo magic, candle magic, the little orange bag magic. I've got every color, every herb that goes to what, every scent that goes to it in there. Every spell that I've ever done, the dates that I've done them, when they've been done, if they've ever actually happened, how I felt when I've done them. Pretty much everything that I've ever had to do is in that book.
And you were working on a voodoo doll, right?
Yes.
And who was the voodoo doll intended for?
That was actually for money, to bring money in.
Oh, okay.
So, to make it, you stuff it.
So who were you going to do? You were going to make a voodoo
needed
doll
some
of
money.
Uncle Sam and poke Uncle Sam?
Well, actually, voodoo dolls aren't just meant, for people. In other words, they can just bring things in. So I was using it more of like a good luck charm.
Yeah.
A little doll, good luck charm. Threw a few coins in there, hoping my fortune would get a little bit better, but never got through with it.
And evidently,
Never went
that good luck turned into some pretty bad luck.
Yeah.
Stuff we didn't want to get into,
No,
huh?
not at all.
All right, viewers, you heard it. You heard it from her mouth, and now we got the book, and we're gonna get rid of it, and hopefully things will change in their lives. We'll go back and do another house clearing, and we'll televise that also. But until next time, see ya.